Hello friends, and welcome to the Gamer Down, and today we're looking at Rift. This is your host Dark Hostess, and you'll have to bear with me today. I've been at the doctor's all morning. That's always a lot of fun, isn't it? Anyway, here we go, and let's say it loads up really fast. This is the very first time I've ever even looked at this game, so, well, besides the the YouTube stuff, but this is the first time I've actually got to step in it and play it myself, and I must say I'm very excited to check it out. I'm checking out the Guardian side since our good buddy Jesse Cox, who I watch all his videos too myself, so I highly recommend him at MMORPG Kata. Gotta go check him out. He's great. And this is the very first quest here, and this is to unlock your first soul. Ha ha ha. Yeah, that should be fun. And right off the bat, I'm thinking, man, this is exactly like WoW in so many ways. After playing WoW for over 6 years or however long it's been out,
are the hope of Talara.
I mean, this game is very easy to walk right into. I mean, immediately, and just pick up right where you left off your WoW experience at. I've quit playing WoW because, well, the game just, after 6 years, just wasn't doing it for me anymore. I used to own 5 accounts, and I had multi-box, which a lot of people have, their problems with. But let's get back to Rift now. I noticed somebody needs to clean up these dead bodies around here right off the bat. And there's a few souls of a ranger hanging out, everything like that. So far, I must say that the graphics are just mind-blowing. Very nice.
Well?
They're right up there with Age of Conan, but too bad Age of Conan was such a disaster. I played that for the first month, and man, what a terrible game. I mean, I'll never get over my Age of Conan experience, or ever buy another Funcom game probably in my life after that experience. That was just ridiculous. No content, nothing to do. What were they thinking? I don't know. Anyway, here I am. I'm just kind of wandering around looking for the quest guy, and I keep seeing these little sparklies, so of course you got to go check those out. And just seems to be information on the backstory. These little books around here. The Prophecy of the Ascended. Blah 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 this and blah 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 that. Yeah, if you want to read it, just pause the video and check it out. I won't do it the injustice of reading it. And moving right along. I have to admit, I don't read everything in WoW or whatever. The quests, I just kind of blow through them, and then it seems like when I'm at top level, I'll go back and chill and kind of try to enjoy the quest some more. But when I'm trying to level up, I'm just like everybody else. I just want to get to the top first, and well, I'm never first, but but I just want to get to the top in a decent amount of time. And finally, coming up on the quest giver, they said, "Well, look at these guys real quick. They seem very intent." Yeah, that is very beautiful, I must say. I see why you're staring at that. Very nice. I know every time a new game comes out, people start crying, "WoW killer, WoW killer." But nothing's gonna kill WoW. I mean, there's nothing in this world that can kill WoW except for Blizzard if they want to shut it down, because there's just too many people with too much invested in that game. Just throw it all away. Even though I've done that myself, I know why. I mean, I still have that WoW crack in me. I still want to go play WoW, but I just don't have the time right now to play it. And there's so many cool new MMOs coming out. Star Wars is coming out, The Old Republic, and Rift is coming out. And I just want to expand my horizons and check out some of these new games. But nothing's going to kill WoW. I mean, in Asia alone, there's like 8 million players. I mean, an MMO would kill for 8 million players, much less, what the amount is in the United States. The fact of the matter is that most MMOs, they survive with like 100 or 200,000 players, you know. So if Rift pulls over 1 million, which, you know, it might, you know, I mean, it might be a little competition, but competition's always good. It'll make WoW be a better game and make Rift be a better game in the end. But, you know, what keeps people playing WoW is, you know, the lore and the stories of WoW. I mean, you have your orcs, and you have your goblins and your trolls, and people love that. I mean, Rift, the story to Rift is hard to get your whole mind around this whole story that they've created. I mean, you know, it's a good story, but like with WoW, you can walk right into WoW, and you know what an elf is, you know what a troll is. But this game, there's a lot of what the hell's going on right here, and how does this fit into the story? You know, you really have to read everything. And like I said before, I'm not the type to read everything. But if you really want to get your mind around this story, you're probably just going to have to dive into every single quest and read everything to understand it all. And a lot of people just don't want to do that. It's just too hard. So here I am fighting your standard undead guy. Looks like there's a bunch of undead guys walking around here looking for their grave or digging up their own grave. You never know what's happening when you see an undead guy. And, you know, as on the combat, I mean, the looting, everything is identical to WoW, you know, which isn't a bad thing. Like I said before, you know, people are able to just walk right into this game and pick up the combat, and they can learn the story as they go along. And 4 more to go. And you notice those things falling from the sky. They will cause you a little bit of damage, but nothing too bad. Maybe in other areas that they really knock you for a loop, but here they just, you know, just a few points. Nothing too bad. So, this guy, he's just stabbing his grave. He does not like being undead. Not one bit. And as you notice, the quests are your standard kill this guy and loot this item. I really wish they hadn't stole that idea from WoW. But, you know, what can you really do in a game like this or in WoW? I mean, every MMO is the same. You got to kill X number of guys and loot X number of things. DC Universe is, well, I take that, but you have to do that quite a bit in that game. But it doesn't seem the same when you're in DC Universe. They've knitted it in a way that, you know, you're killing X number of guys, but, you know, it's meshed with all these other quests, so it doesn't seem like you're just doing it for the sake of just killing X number of guys. Here, you know, like in DC, you know, you kind of just forget that that's what you're doing, even though there's quite a bit of it actually. I don't know, I think we're all looking for an MMO that is straight getting away from the kill X number of guys kind of thing and kind of questing. So, you know, that's why I'm looking forward to Star Wars so much, because I'm praying that game is a lot different. BioWare, they've never let me down. I mean, I've played every BioWare game, love them all, will play them again. So, you know, it would be so surprising if Star Wars: The Old Republic was a disaster. I would be completely blown away if it failed. You know, it might not be a 50 million subscriber game or anything like that, but, you know, it's going to be around. You know, no question. They're not going to let such a project fail. They've invested way too much in it. Have to admit, those little purple things raining down look pretty damn awesome, don't they? And it looks like they actually, those the ones hitting the ground are the ones that are falling from the sky. Like, you can track them all the way down. At first I thought it might have just been an optical illusion, you know, like a lot of games use illusions to try to simulate something like that, but it looks like you can track those little purple things all the way to the ground. That's pretty cool. And here we finally got those quests done, and I'm going to go ahead and do another set of quests here. They're really easy. Again sometime. But, you know, another thing, you know, it's just kill X number of guys, loot this, You know, nothing's changed with that. So I guess, you know, Rift, you know, we have to expect a lot of that. You know, no real innovations with questing. So I do like their class system though. That's pretty cool. But as been pointed out, there's a lot of confusion on the class roles in this game because the selection is so vast. People have to eventually be forced into the role of a tank or a healer or DPS. You know, it looks like you know, like you have all this selection, but eventually you have to select what you want to be. Do you want to be a healer? Do you want to be DPS? So you have to keep that in mind also. There, you can see I got hit by one of those little purple guys, and only about 4 points damage. And this is pretty cool, the little pop-up, the little hint system they have. You know, that's not real innovative, but yeah, it works. And there's the map, and you'll see the little circles there. That's our little question area. That's where we need to go right now. Pretty easy, pretty basic. And moving right along here. As you can see, there's actually a few people around. And this is the Rift beta, open beta number 7. The 7th push for this beta. And the last. This should be the very, very last beta before Rift hit your stores. And there's quite a few people in this beta, as you can see by the chat. It's been non-stop. A lot of people are excited about this game, and I can't blame them. It looks awesome. And here's one of our knight guys, and they hit pretty darn hard, you know, for their level. But I had forgotten to equip any of my newly gained treasures for my quests, and I'd also forgot to put some talents in. So maybe if I get a little smarter, you know, and do that, then this game would be a little bit easier. But it wasn't too bad. Untalented and just your starter gear here. It was pretty easy. Speaking of the beta, this is an open beta, so anybody who would like to play the beta can just go on over to riftgame.com and make your account, sign up, then they'll send you an email, and you can just download it from the email. They give you the link and everything like that. And if you want to actually play instead of just watch videos, I highly recommend checking it out yourself firsthand. I mean, videos, they're great. I watch videos all the time myself of games, but there's nothing like actually playing it firsthand and seeing if you really like it that way. And since this is an open beta, this is almost like a free trial, so everybody should get on it if they're thinking about playing this game or buying it. And just a few more nights to go here, and I must say this is WoW 2.0. It really is. With a different story, of course, but all the elements, I mean, the gameplay is identical, but the graphics are much, much better. So this reminds me of what WoW might be if they come out with WoW 2, which they might one day. You never know, but yeah, a game like WoW, it takes 10 years to make something like that, so they would have had to have already started on it and kept it very hush-hush. I know they have a secret MMO or whatever they're working on right now. I have to look up more information on that. You know, what you hear right now at this early stage, it's usually just rumors. It's not even really worth looking up unless you're just really, really curious about it. But once again, you know, that's not a knock against WoW or this game either. I mean, I'm having a lot of fun beating up on these knight guys, and I know exactly what to do right away. So I'm not figuring out. You know, I mean, you know, I get turned away from games sometimes if trying to figure out the game is so damn confusing that it takes all your time just to figure out what the hell you're doing, or it's got the controls all mapped crazily. And here, everything is right and ready to go right off the bat. You know, I love the sounds in WoW. I used to just sit in the Barrens and chill out to that music they used to play. That was so awesome. And now there's a big old chasm in the middle of the Barrens, and that sucked. But listen to the sound effects of this game. I think they're pretty cool. Gotta love those trumpets, don't you? It reminds me of Lord of the Rings Online. Talk about great music in a video game. Lord of the Rings Online has some great music, and now that it's free to play, everybody should really check that game out. It was such. I haven't played it in a long time. When I played it, it was still subscription, but that game is a really good, cool game. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're into the Lord of the Rings lore. And that's what the music of Rift reminds me of. It's got that awe-inspiring trumpet music and the moody oboes and things like that. And here you can see that I'm going completely the wrong direction. I thought, hey, I got the quest from these guys, so of course, got to turn it back into them. But no, the big obvious symbol on my mini-map was no tip to me at this point. And then I finally, oh, yeah, okay, so I have to go down there. Alright, well that's okay. It gets you out of this little area here and get to see a little bit more of the game. Little beta lag right there. But surprisingly, I mean, this server is full that I'm on, and I really haven't had any lag except for that little spot right there. And it might have been just Fraps doing that itself, so I can't really blame the game specifically, when it could have been Fraps. But otherwise, I mean, the load times for the screens and everything have been just really fast. I mean, faster than WoW even, and the graphics in this game look way much higher pixelated, so they take a lot more memory. And here's the next set of quests. I'm not going to do them though, I'm just going to look around. I was instantaneously drawn to that really beautiful looking woman up there. Hey, bye-bye. But anyway, she is hot, isn't she?
The Guardians will never break.
They spared no expense on the boobage. Can't blame them for that. They, boobs sell games. They sure do. Just look at DC Universe. I mean, it's boobs to your left, boobs to your right. You feel like you've been to a strip club when you quit playing that game. So anyway, I'm looking at my character sheet here, and as you'll see, it's pretty awesome how they have it set up. I wish WoW had their setup like this, even though they've made great improvements to it. This is pretty awesome how they have everything lined up on one panel like this. It's really easy to read and really easy to see where all your stuff is at. And you can see I finally found my bag, and I'm finally going to equip something. And in the next video, definitely I'll be fighting things with some equipment and finally probably talents. Yeah, I'll put a point in talents, just to see what's going on. But I'll leave you with
we walk the path
this nice
of the vigil.
shot of this nice lady right here. And this has been The Gamer Down, and I am your host, Dark Hostess. It's been a long day. Been up since wee hours of the morning. So I hope you enjoy this video, and tell your friends, subscribe, and all that good stuff. There's going to be a lot more content coming out. Just be looking for it. Thanks a lot.
May you live 1,000 years.